Ron Ravenstein from Muncie, Indiana. My wife was searching the internet and come across Joe's program, and what we saw was a kind of a, well, just like it says, a 6-month mentoring program. And as we read about it, it said each week you would get a little bit more information, and so that sounded like a good way for us to learn more about the real estate. We had been trying some other programs or trying to locate information, and we just couldn't get enough information about real estate to know how to do all the steps. And with Joe's system, he did a very good job of explaining step by step, and once you got that, then you got some more material and you would learn a little bit more. And we were trying to find out about foreclosures before we met Joe, and we just couldn't get all the answers, and he was able to explain step by step what to do and what to look for in your particular county, no matter where you were at in the United States. We got started with Joe back in 2001 is when we found his site, not too long after he'd really started using the internet to market. And so we've been with him coming up on 13 years. Wow, the best deal. My wife and I used to say the deal of the century comes by about every other month. But one of the early ones that we did, we'd learn going to the foreclosure sale, and we come across a bank was getting rid of a 4-unit apartment building that was fully rented, and we was able to purchase that for $3,900 and paid for it in 2 months, and we had that for 10 years, and then we sold it because we got tired of the management part of it. But then just about 2.5 years ago, my son and I were at a sale, and the bank made the announcement that they weren't going to bid anything that day. And the other 30 people in the room just sat there and wasn't energetic enough, and I told my son, go out there, drive 2 or 3 miles to where it is, check it out and give me a call. He said, yeah, it meets our qualifications, it's a real house, it's not falling down, and we bid $2, and I actually put that in my son's name. He was probably 22 or 3 at the time, and let him have that. And then he stuck a sign in the yard like Joe says, and got somebody to give him $5,000 down, and he carried a note for 2 years, and that paid for his car payment, those monthly payments. So that's our best deal, my son's best deal.
Awesome.
But last year we actually sold 10 properties, and so we had a 6-figure income last year, and I've already sold one this year and have just got an accepted offer 2 days ago. So we believe with Joe's system that we'll be close to making a 6-figure again this year, and hopefully learn to do it with less hours, and also able to employ our son and another gentleman that helps us, and so creating jobs there, as well as fixing up houses in our city and employing other tradesmen on different aspects of it. But we've been real happy with the amount of income we've been making. You know, Joe's got so many different options of different ways of buying and selling real estate, and so we started out more traditional of just getting some rentals and seeing how that worked out, because you know, you hear a lot of people around your town have rentals, and until you get them, you don't really know for sure how they are and whether your personality really lends itself to dealing with people. And we didn't do as good a job of immediately branching into getting a property manager like Joe suggests, and so we managed those for a while, and then didn't prefer that personally, so we moved into the lease option phase that Joe teaches, and have several lease option houses that we sell to people. and then got intrigued by the flipping houses, was getting them and fixing them up and reselling them. And so by doing each of those steps, it's allowed us to get quite a bit of equity built up, and we're the bank on several of the lease option homes. So you got equity there plus income coming in monthly. And we really enjoy the hunt of getting the houses, and when we go on vacation we'll check out that city and see how things are working in those areas, and just really want to continue to increase our monthly cash flow so that it will replace my income that I've been at my current job for 30 years, and continuing to add to our portfolio of homes. We don't see any other reason to stop that. We currently have an investor we work with, and he's 84 and is just still going gangbusters. It's different aspects of how it's affected our family. Our son's grown up in the business. He used to say, "Dad, you never drive straight home," because we always learn to drive down a different street, look for sale signs and different homes for sale. My wife and I, we love the hunt, to go out together and look at houses and just see the different styles and designs of homes. Something that Joe doesn't do now. He sits at his computer, but that's something that we've enjoyed. Sometimes it's challenging because when you turn the button off between your spouse and you, and whether you're at work or you're working the business, but it has provided an income for my son and another friend of his, as we employ them on fixing up the houses. So and then his house, we bought at a reduced price, and he only had to get a 10-year mortgage on his home, so it'll be paid off by the time he's 30. My in-laws have each bought homes off of us. My niece and nephew, you get good deals and you pass it on to your family. And then I got to work with my father more off and on, working on homes and learning his tradesmanship. And my mother has helped us go and talk to people or look at homes when we weren't available. So we've made it a family commitment. They can pick and choose maybe what area fits them, because some people are more people person and more outgoing, and other people are more reserved. And so you can choose different aspects of this real estate business and set your own hours and really move or buy homes in any part of the country you want by using Joe's techniques. And I would recommend it highly. Met so many of Joe's students over the years, and you just share stories and things that have worked and haven't worked, and it just worked for us, and I'd recommend it. Thank you to Joe and his program, his consistency to continue to not only come up with his own ideas, but to brainstorm with his mentor students and get their ideas, and then he will immediately share all those ideas with all of his investors across the country. And so that is just a tremendous pool of knowledge, and him embracing the technology boom has really brought it on. I seem to see younger and younger students coming on board because they easily access this all the technology, and I'm hoping to be able to do more of that in the future. But it's just amazing that people are out there hurting, and you can solve some of their problems by just sharing the different options that they have, because most of them don't think they have any option but just either pay the mortgage or walk away. But you can use Joe's techniques of lease option and help them, and people thank you, and that's very gratifying to have the people who can't buy a home but yet they want to. You show them how they could buy a home either subject to or lease option and get into a home many years before maybe the mortgage lender would say they could. And so we get several people just thanking us that we've given them that option to have their own home, and then they take care of it better and provides a better life for them.